Hello, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for today's Shortcuts Classroom training. My name is Chris. For those of you that have joined me before and listened to my webinars, thank you ever so much. Welcome back. For those of you that are new to my classroom training sessions, lovely to have you on board and I welcome you here. So basically, my name is Chris and I'm the Shortcuts educator for the Southeast. Now, you're more than welcome to ask me questions throughout the session, but we will have a slight question and answer session at the end. If you did want to just wait to the end of the session and we can go through a few things there. So yeah, let's get started. So today we will be going through our reporting and commissions setup. So how can accurate reports help us to understand our business a little bit better, and what information is held within Shortcuts and is therefore available to us? So in this session, as you will see, we will be covering basically what the most important Shortcuts reports are, what you should be running, what they're telling you, the information available to us. And basically, Shortcuts reports are designed to help you work smarter and ultimately save you time and in the long run, money. Okay, so there's quite a few reports to go through, ladies and gents. I will show you some of my favorite and some of the most important ones that I think we should be looking at. But what will they show you? So they'll show you the basic fundamentals of reporting and how we can configure these reports and how we can look at them, how we can boost appointment book scheduling and efficiency, and we can also track employee performance via our reports. Okay, so as with all of our webinars and all of our classroom sessions, you are more than welcome to contact us on education@shortcuts.co.uk, or of course you do have our help desk number, which is 0161 972 4900. Okay, and of course you will be sent this recording as well, and you will have my personal email address, and you're more than welcome to ask me as many questions as you like. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm just going to do is just simply open up Shortcuts, just like that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, ladies and gents, let's set up our commission schedule. Now, it may be worth doing this in a quiet period of the salon, and also please make sure you have the information to hand of what you want your staff members to be paid commission-wise. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on the right-hand side, we're just going to go to the setup bar on our navigation screen just here, and I'm going to circle that now. Okay, and then we're going to move towards employees on the top right hand side. Okay, and if you're not familiar with this, ladies and gents, this is the employee profile card. So we can see on the top left hand side, if we hit the drop down arrow, we can see each of our 3 employees. Okay, so today we are going to set up James's commission schedule. So on the bottom left hand side, we do have some information available to us. You will see we have his commission schedule, and at the moment we haven't set anything up. That's what we're going to set up just now, ladies and gents. Okay, so we can also pop in his base salary. We can also pop in his hourly rate, and down here where it says taxation, this would be his or hers national insurance number. Okay, so let's move forward and set up the commission schedule. So you will see down here where it says schedule, we click into that, and it's hidden away just here with the little spanner that says commission. Okay, this will open up any previous commission schedules and structures you have set up. So you see we already have Sarah's commission schedule set up, but we're going to set up a new one for James. So the first thing we need to do is just simply hit the new button because it's a new commission structure. We can enter a name. And click done to proceed. Okay, so now we have some boxes available to us. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gents, I'm going to do a rough draft for you here, just so you can see how it works. I'm sure you'll understand exactly where you can place your employees' figures into this. Okay, so I'm going to say from 0 to £1,000, he's going to earn nothing on his services, but he's going to earn 10% on retail. Now, just as a little footnote, ladies and gents, sundry is like one-off payments, gift cards, gift certificates, things like that. Okay, so that's our first tier, from 0 to 1,000. Now, to move us on to our second tier, we always do a penny. So a penny over from the first tier will take us to our second tier. So I'm going to say from £1,000 and a penny up into £1,500. He's going to earn 10% on his services from over that, and he's also going to earn 10% on retail. And again, to take us to our third tier, I'm going to do £1,500 and a penny up until £2,000. And this time he's going to earn 20% on services and 10% on retail. So as we can see, ladies and gents, we're already building a pretty good structure. Okay, now I'm going to say from £2,000. Now remember, we always pop that penny in there to take us to our fourth tier. And I'm going to say from here on out, as much as he can earn, he's going to earn a flat rate of 30% on commission. So there's not another tier after this. It's just basically to infinity. So to do this, we just simply do as much as we can. Be about 10 million, just put that. Okay, and I'm going to say from anything from £2,000 up into as much money as he can possibly earn, he's going to earn 30% on services and 20% on retail sales. Okay, so we can see as simple as that, we have set up James's structure. Now I'm going to read this back just so we understand how this works. Okay, so from £0 up into £1,000, he's not going to earn any commission on his services, but he will earn a flat rate of 10% on retail in that structure. Anything over 1,000, from 1,000 and a penny up into £1,500, this time he's going to earn 10% of all of the services that fall within that bracket, and he's also going to earn 10% on his retail again. Okay, onto our third structure, he's going to earn 1 penny over £1,500 up into £2,000. This time he's going to earn 20% on his services, and again he's going to earn 10% on his retail. Okay, so from here, anything over £2,000 up until as much money as he can humanly possibly make, he will earn a maximum of 30% on his services and 20% on retail that fall within that structure. Okay, so that is now James's commission structure set up. Now you could, of course, ladies and gents, if each of your employees don't have an individual commission schedule, commission structure, they may just have a senior stylist structure or a graduate stylist structure. You could, of course, just create a blanket one and then link it just as I'm about to show you now. Okay, so click done to finish, and it will say the commission schedule has been modified. Do you wish to save the changes? And we just click yes. Okay, click done to navigate away from that. Now, it is always a good idea just to give it a couple of seconds just to refresh and just make sure any changes that have been made. So now what we need to do, just to reiterate, we have created James's commission schedule. Now what we need to do is link that specific schedule to James, our employee. So to do this, we simply click onto employees on the right hand side. We choose from our drop down menu. So in this case, it will be James's. Scroll down to the bottom here where it says commission. Hit the drop down arrow and you will see there it says James's commission structure. We have now linked that and we just click save to continue. Click done to finish. So you will now see James has now been linked to his commission schedule. Perfect. Okay, so there are a couple of reports we can look at particular to our commission and wages. So on the right hand side, all we need to do is go to tools, go down to reports, which is the one just underneath. And on the left hand side, if we expand employees by clicking the yellow cross, go down to commission and wages, and down the bottom we can see we have a button where it says view. Okay, now as with all of our reports, ladies and gents, that we will be going through today, they all open up in a very, very similar fashion. So I'm just going to explain just basically how they open up. So on the left hand side, as you saw, I can expand a particular category and choose a relevant report. Down the bottom, we have simply clicked the view button and it will open up this screen for us just here. Now, on the left hand side, we have a date range we can choose from. This could be something like the 1st of May to the 21st of May. Underneath, we will also have the opportunity to choose our specific employees. So for this case, if we wanted to choose James, we would simply click on the grey dotted square. On the right hand side, we would click add, and then we would click the view button just underneath. Okay. On the right hand side, we also have a date, so that can be one solid date. That will just look at one day on its own. Underneath, again, we have a date range. Now, this can be anything, again, like I said, from the 1st of May to the 21st of May, something like that. On the left hand side, we have some default ranges available to us. So we have the current day, current week, current fortnight, current month, current quarter, current half year, and current year. Now, these kind of default settings are fantastic for our accountants. We also have some settings underneath, such as last and next. Okay, so I'm going to open up the report for today. So as we can see, this is for the 21st of May. Underneath, we just simply click the view button to view this report. And it will open up the report for us. And again, like I said, ladies and gents, most of our reports have the same functions and buttons actually once the report is open. So I will highlight the majority of those for you now. On the top left-hand corner, we can zoom into this report by changing the percentage. At the moment, we are looking at a view mode of 100%, and we can go all the way up to 400% or the entire page. We can click this button here to navigate between pages. So as you can see, we've gone from 1 to page 2. Down the bottom, we have the back button to take us off this report back to the other categories we were looking at. If there is a particular thing we would like to search for in our report, such as a figure, a service, a product, or maybe one of our employees, we can use a search button down the bottom. We can zoom into the report using the magnifying glass, as we can see here. We can skip forward the pages down here as well by choosing the previous or the next button. We can print this particular report, and we also on the left-hand side of that have the print setup button where we can change the settings of this particular printer. Now, most of our reports, in fact, all of our reports can actually be exported out to a CSV file, PDF, or something like that if you need to email across to your accountant. Okay, so as we were doing, let's have a look at our commission and wages report because we have just set James up on a commission schedule. So you will see on the left-hand side, we will have his base salary if inputted. We will have his hours worked for this particular day, his hourly rate if you have inputted that in the employees section, and it will show you his total wages just here under this column, just here where it says wages. And on the right-hand side, moving on to his commission, you will see the money he has earned from the money he has generated from total services, his service commission, the money he has generated from all of his retail sales, and all the money he has earned from retail commission. Now, sundry, as I said at the beginning, is like your one-off payments, your gift cards, gift certificates, that kind of thing. So you can see there the money he has generated from sundry, and then his total commission paid for sundry. And then on the right-hand side, we have the total commission earned, and on the right-hand side, the total owed to him from his employer. Okay, perfect, ladies and gents. So just to recap on what we've done in the first half of our section there, we have configured a commissions, sorry, let me start again. We have configured a commission structure and we have linked that to our particular employee. And we have just looked at our report called Commission and Wages Report. So we do have a lot of reports we can look at, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite ones. And like I said, some of the ones that I think will be most beneficial to you. Okay, so just to recap, to open up our reports, we go to the Tools section of our navigation bar, and we simply click on the bar graph button where it says Reports. On the left-hand side, we will have all of our reports categories available to us, and we can expand each category by simply clicking on the yellow cross. So the first one, ladies and gents, is I'm going to go to our appointment roster analysis. Now, this is a fantastic report to be looking at. So I'm going to expand appointments at the top. And just here, you will see appointment roster analysis. Now, of each of our reports, we do get a brief description just at the top here. To view this report, we simply click the View button at the bottom center of our screen. And again, as you will see, we have the same functions and forms available to us. Now, I'm going to look at a date range for this because I want to see exactly how productive our staff are. Okay, so the first report we are looking at here, ladies and gents, is our employee appointment and roster analysis. Now, basically, this is a visual report, as we can see, which shows rostered hours compared to the booked hours for each of our employees. This report includes efficiency rates, which is the percentage of the total rostered time that was booked. So basically, as we can see, it will show how long they were booked out for to work in a day and how much of those hours they were booked out to work was actually with clients. Okay, so the first one we can see here, if I just circle it with my mouse, is the percentage of rostered time per employee. Now, this particular graph here shows the percentage of total rostered time that was booked for each employee over the given date range. So I'm looking at a date range here of just 3 days. Okay, so we can see on the right hand side we have a little color key, and each color is represented by each of our different employees. Okay, as we scroll down, we can see the rostered versus booked time for the whole business. And on the left hand side, we can choose one of our specific employees. So I'm going to have a look at James. Okay, so these are the hours worked in a day on the left hand side, and these are the dates just down the bottom. Okay, so the red squares and the red lines are the hours he was rostered to work. So that was like his 9 to 5 working day. Okay, and the blue square and blue line are the hours he was booked out with clients. So again, we're looking at basically how efficient our clients are with, our employees are with their time. So on the 20th, we can see James was rostered to work. It's actually his day off that day, so we will ignore that day. On the 21st, we can see he was rostered to work 9 hours or 9.5 hours. And we can see he was booked out for just under 2 hours. So we can see he wasn't very efficient with his time there. And on the 22nd, we can see he was rostered to work again 9.5 hours. And he was booked out this time slightly longer for 4 hours. Now, in case you're thinking that's a little bit hard to sort of digest, I'd rather just look at some words. We have that underneath. So we have the date range on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we can see the hours he was rostered out. So we can see here on the Tuesday, he was rostered to work 9.5 hours. That was his working day, 9.5 hours. And we can see the time he was booked out with clients was simply 1 hour and 15 minutes. So his efficiency percentage was 13%. Okay. And then for Wednesday, we can see again, he was booked out to work for 9.5 hours. And this time he was booked out with clients for 3 hours and 45 minutes, giving him an efficiency percentage rating of 39%. So we can see James needs to be a little bit busier. Okay, so that is our appointment roster analysis. Again, ladies and gents, this shows us the productivity of our employees. To navigate away from this report, we can simply click the back button, click the cancel button, and we can jump straight into another report. Now, a report I'm just going to show you here is tag usage, and we're still under the appointments category. So I'm going to click onto tag usage, click the view button, and again, we can choose a date range. So I'm going to choose a date range of Monday until tomorrow, and I'm going to click the view button to view this report. Perfect. So there we can see our report has now opened. So you may, if you're not familiar with this, ladies and gents, this is basically when we book in a client, before we choose a specific service, we can choose a tag. Now that's typically new client, request client, salon client, no show, and a new request client. Okay, so we can see each of our tags on the left-hand side. And the first one we can see looking at this report is a little pie chart. So we can see out of our request clients, that's just here where it says R with the little green tag next to it. That takes up 65% of all of our tags. Next, we've got a draw between salon client and new request. So we can see they are both 8.5%. And we can see our new clients made up a total of 18.1%. So we can see now exactly the type of clients we're getting through the door. So at the moment, we can see the majority of our clients are request clients. And if we scroll down, we can see each of those tags at the top of our categories. We can see the dates on the left-hand side, and we can see the number of appointments / visits for each of these days. We can see the time that client was booked in. We can see the employee. We can see the client, and we can see the service they had. And lastly, we can see the associated revenues. That's how much money was generated from those services. And we can scroll down and see that again on our new client and our new request client. Now you'll see at the top we have page 2, so we can simply click the arrow button to navigate to page 2. Okay, so that is why, ladies and gents, just to reiterate, it is important when we are booking those clients in, we do choose the correct tag. So if it is a new client, we are choosing that NC tag to let us know when we run this report that we are getting new clients through the door. Okay, Excellent stuff. So that is our tag usage report. Okay, so again, I'm going to navigate by clicking back, cancel this report down. And another report I'm going to show you here is value of future appointments. Now, this is fantastic. Let's say you've got a new staff member starting with you and you want to sort of look to the future to see how much money they're set to generate for the business, or perhaps maybe you're going on holiday and you just want to know overheads are going to be covered, that kind of thing. So basically, it's going to show you from a specific date range you choose how much money your business is set to generate. Now, please take into consideration, ladies and gents, when running this report, that when you are looking to the future, it will only take into consideration the value of that appointment that has been booked. So, of course, if when that client comes in, they have discount or you reduce the amount, or of course, if you increase the amount of that bill, this report will differ ever so slightly and it will take that into consideration. Okay, so the value of future appointments. Okay. So I'm going to look at the total month for today. So I'm going to look at the first of this month and I'm going to go straight to the end of this month. So we can see that there from the 1st to the 31st, and I'm going to click the view button to simply open and view this report. Okay, on the left hand side you will see all 3 of my employees, and we can skip to and navigate directly to a specific employee if we need to, but I'm simply going to look at the business as a whole for all of my employees. Okay, so we can see here from the 1st of May to the 31st of May, which is a time period of 31 days or 4.4 weeks. We can see we are looking at this report for all of our employees. Straight away in orange, we can see we are set to take a total of £922. Okay, underneath we can see and break it down between each of our employees. So we can see Sarah is set to take 54% of all of our employees, of all of our appointments, sorry, and she's set to make £502. James makes up 32% of all of our booked appointments in the future, and he's set to generate £292. And Matt makes up 14% of our pre-booked appointments, and he's set to generate £128. So that's what we can see straight away here. Okay, on the right hand side, of course, again, we have a little bar graph just to make it a little bit visually easier to understand. So we can see the value of booked appointments, so pre-booked appointments per employee. So again, we can see Sarah is set to make just over £500, James is set to make just under £300, and Matt is set to make just over £100. Okay, so you can cross-reference between the writing on the left and the bar graph on the right. Now, lastly, ladies and gents, if we scroll down, we can see the value of booked appointments for the entire month, and this will take into consideration all of our employees. This is just to see how much money we're going to take. So we can see we're going to take just under £1,000 for this entire month. Okay, and we can see that there is £922. So you can see it's a fantastic tool to have, and you can see how they all sort of interlink and work with each other. Okay, so that was the value of future appointments. Again, look into the future to see all of our value of our pre-booked services. Okay, so something else we can have a look at. Moving on now to our client section of our reports. I'm just going to minimize appointments, and I'm going to expand clients. And this time I'm going to go to top spending clients. Now, this is quite a nice, good one to look at, maybe on the lead up towards Christmas or something like that. We can see our top spending clients. So basically, out of all of our clients, who is spending the most money with us, and we of course may wish to offer them a discount or a little incentive. Now, of course, this is entirely up to your rules and regulations of your salon on what you wish to offer them. For this time, I'm going to click onto top spending clients, and I'm going to click the view button again to open this report. Okay, of course, you can choose a date range. So I'm going to see for the whole of this month. So again, I'm going to go to current, and I'm going to go to month, click the view button and have a look at the total for May. Okay, so we can see we've had a slightly slower and quieter period this month. So on the left-hand side, you will see my 3 clients. You've got the clients just on the left-hand side, the email address where relevant, if you have captured that, and we can see their phone number on the right-hand side, the number of tickets, that is the number of transactions they've had, the average spend and the total spend. Now, the average spend is taken from dividing the total number of services or transactions divided by the total spend. So as we can see, they've only had 1 service, So the average is the same as the total spend. And we can see that there, okay? So automatically defaults to the top 20. So we can see our client called Test of all things is our top spending client of £166.74. Okay, perfect. And that is our top spending client. This time I'm going to expand our employee section. And I'm going to go to hours by roster type. Now, this is a fantastic report to look at because it will basically show you the type of hours that they've been working. So this could be normal working hours. It could be if they've taken too many holidays, sickness, that kind of thing. It's a great report to keep an eye on, see if anyone's having too many sick days, too many holidays, anything like that, or just to basically see how many hours they are working through a week, a month, or a year, that kind of thing. Okay, so as we can see on the left-hand side, Sarah, our employee, she has done 9.5 hours of normal work. That basically means that's her normal working day where she was set to work. Okay, and we can see exactly the same for James. He has done 9 hours and 30 minutes. And Matt, we can see again 9 hours and 30 minutes of normal work. Now, if you did have employees that took holidays, bank holidays, lieu, and importantly, sick days, these types of reasons would be shown here as well. Okay, now a lot of people ask questions here where it says no breaks taken. That doesn't necessarily mean they haven't had a lunch break or of course a break. That is when you're setting up their schedule in the background, that is when you default a break in for them. Okay, that will be when the break falls through to here. Okay, just to sort of make you aware of that. Okay, so again, a fantastic report to be looking at just to see if any of our staff are having too many sick days, too much holiday, that kind of thing. Okay, so again, I'm going to navigate away from this report. I'm going to click the Done button, and this time I'm going to go to Performance Summary just here. And I'm going to click the View button. And I'm going to have a look at the current month again for May. And I'm going to click the View button. Okay, now this is a fantastic report to look at. It's great for appraisals and reviews and reports for that kind of thing. Okay, so the employee performance summary, it basically provides an overview of your employees' performances, and it's sort of organized in a way that allows you to easily view the information about a particular service and the service reporting categories. Now, if you need help just sort of configuring your service reporting categories, please do let me know and I can show you how to set those up. So for each of our employees, you can view the number of clients seen in that given time frame, the sales value for products and the services generated, and the average client values. Okay, and you can also view the values for sundry items and things like that. So again, this report will assist you in analyzing employee performance, allowing you to easily compare the values of your employees' sales and retail generated income. Okay, so as we can see, first at the top, we have all of our service categories. So we've got ladies, men, colour, treatments, beauty, and classes, and so forth. Okay, so we can see the number of clients here for Sarah. This is the number of clients seen by the employee within the specified time frame. So we can see there 2 by Sarah, 1 by James, 1 by Matt. Okay, on the right hand side, we can see how much money was generated for this particular report category. So we can see Sarah generated just over £49 from ladies services, none for men, and £62.50 for colour, and £25 for treatments. Okay, and if we skip right to the right hand side, you can see the total for that. Okay, and we can also see the average client spend. Again, this is taken from the total number of services, the total number generated from services divided by the actual amount of services they did. Okay, and scrolling down to the bottom here, we can see the averages again for each of our clients, and we can see the total number of services, the total number of clients, and a total amount for each report category. Okay, so the total points just here, where it says total points with a pound sign, this column displays the total number of points earned and a total value of sales made by each employee. So when you're setting up your services, if you do click onto points, you will also have a column here for gift certificates if anyone has sold any gift certificates, and of course any value of series sold. So series are like 6 blow dries for £200, something like that. So a series of services. Okay, so that is our employee performance summary. Now, a great report to look at, which is a bit more of a report to sort of promote friendly competition within the salon, is basically the ranking report. So if we scroll down, and you will see just here where it says ranking, click the view button. And again, I'm going to look at the current month. Now again, this is just to promote friendly competition within the salon. You can see within our specified time frame, for services, we can see Sarah had £136.67 generated from services, placing Matt in second and James in third. Matt being just over 38 and James being £15 on the nose. Okay, but we can, however, see under product sales, James did pit both Sarah and Matt, and we can see James generated nearly £56 in product sales, Sarah doing just under £30, and Matt not selling any products. So on the right hand side, they put the total together of our products and our services, and we can see that on the right hand side. So we can see there Sarah had a total amount of £166.45 generated from services and product sales. James is in second place with £70.78, and Matt is in £38.33. Now again, this is services added on to products to create our total. And down here we can see it works out the average service per hour, the average product per hour if we wish to look at that, and we can see how many guests they served within that time period. Okay, and we can see the average service ticket. Now again, our tickets are transactions, so we refer to a ticket as a transaction, the average product transaction, and then the average ticket in total. So that would be the product and the services added together. Okay, so this is quite a good one to be looking at, just see if you do want to reward your staff for product sales or the total amount of services that they generate in a certain time frame. Perfect. Okay, ladies and gents, so we're sort of about halfway through there. I hope everyone's still with me. Do let me know if you have any questions moving forward. We're going to move on to some more reports now. So that was our ranking report. So now what we're going to look at is our end of day report. Now, if you've not already seen this, this report is typically prompted to be printed when we do our end of day wizard, commonly known as our cashing up at the end of day. So I'm going to minimize employees. I'm going to expand end of day. And just down here, you will see trading summary. This time I'm going to look at Monday to today, and I'm going to click the view button. Okay, so this is our trading summary. So basically, in a nutshell, the trading summary displays details of our takings, any sales, any liabilities, redemptions, and any key performance indicators, our KPIs. The report also includes a breakdown of products, services, and sundry sales for each of our employees, as well as the business. You can also view payment type breakdowns, such as cash, such as card, and basically a whole host of key transactional data. Okay, so the first thing we can see on the left hand side is our takings, and it is split between cash and credit and debit card. So we can see for this 2-day period we took £33 in cash and £297.68 in credit and debit card, and underneath that we can see the total takings, which adds our cash and our credit and debit card together. Okay, and we can see that there are our total takings and our net receipts. On the right hand side we can see our sales. So this section shows the quantity of sales for services, products, and sundry items. Again, our sundry items are gift cards, gift certificates, one-off payments, that kind of thing, as well as the value of sales, which is inclusive and exclusive of tax. So we can see that there the amount of services we did and the amount of products that were sold, and the total revenue generated, including tax on the right and excluding tax on the left. Okay, and we can see that there. And it will also work out the total tax payable for you just underneath. Okay, so moving down just ever so slightly, you will see on the left hand side we have some statistics. So this section, sorry, just put that there. Statistics, this section displays a breakdown of key transaction types that occurred during the specified date range. So we can see any promotional discounts that were given if you've got promotions set up, and any discretional discounts that were given at the point of sale. This can be such as your student discount, your OAP, your new client discount, anything like that, anything you have configured in the background for your discounts. Ticket averages. So each client transaction is referred to as a ticket, as we spoke about a couple of minutes ago. A ticket average is the average client spend for a single visit, and it's basically worked out from taking the total amount generated from the sales divided by the amount of transactions that they did. Okay, so we can see that just here. Moving down underneath, we can look a little bit further and we can start to look at our clients. So on the left hand side, we can see how many clients we had that were walk-in, that were new, and that were returning. Okay, and this is the number of visits they had. So we can see at the moment for this 2-day period, we only have 4 clients and they were all new. And we can see on the right hand side the percentage of what those clients make up between each other. So we can see 100% of all of our clients for this time period were made up from new clients. And we can see the total amount generated for our new client was £275.56. Okay, so on the right hand side you will see something called liabilities. Now this is the amount of money the business owes to clients due to the business of gift certificates or series, as well as the accrual of any points during this date range of 2 days. Okay, so we can see that there. Any gift certificate sales, any series sales, anything like that, that is owed to the clients from our business. And then last but not least, just down the bottom, you will see we have our employees on the left-hand side again. And again, it splits and breaks down how much money they generated from product sales, how much money they generated from services, and any money they generated from sundry, and GC stands for gift cards. And we can see on the right-hand side, we have their total. Now that is taking the products and added to the services to create the total. We can see the average ticket. Again, our ticket is our transactions. So again, that's taken from the total amount generated divided by how many transactions there were. How many tickets we can see here? There were 2. The employee time, that's again, we can see how often they were set to work, so 9.5 hours. And it will also show you their rough average service sales per hour. And just in the middle here, we can see their total percentage. We can see Sarah made up 60.40% of all of the total takings. James took just under 26, and Matt just under 14%. So if we add all that together, of course, that's going to add up to £100 for us. Okay, so that is our trading summary. Now, again, we should be looking at this fairly frequently. And as I said, it does prompt to be printed and viewed each time we do our end of day wizard, or more commonly known as our cashing up. Okay, hope everyone's still with us, ladies and gents. We've got just 3 or 4 more to go through, and then we'll have a quick question and answer session, and we can go from there. Okay, so I'm just going to navigate away from this again, and this time I'm going to go to our session till balance. And this will also be prompted to be printed and viewed each time we do our cashing up at the end of the day. So our session till balance will basically give us an overview of whether we balanced at the end of the day. So let's just have a quick look here. So we can see the last time this database was balanced was in 2015. Now, of course, I do recommend you do cash up slightly more frequently than we have here. Okay, so we can see when it was started, and we can see when it was finished, and the time taken to do. And we can see the balance status, it was balanced. Okay, now the reason it has a time limit is, of course, if you have a staff member that says to you they spent ages doing it, you can, of course, go back and track that and see it only took 1 minute and 4 seconds. Okay, underneath we can see all of the terminals that are balanced. Your terminals are your computers, and we can see how many were balanced. Underneath, we can see how many attempts it took. So this only took the one attempt. And we can see how much money was entered in cash or card if applicable. And we can see a breakdown. So the opening float, the cash sales, any money that was transferred in, any money that was transferred out, any tips if you've got tips set up, any petty cash returned or any petty cash that has been taken out but not returned, any of the expenses, and the closing float. And we can see how much money is set to go to the bank. Okay, so that's from our net sales. Okay, so again, this is our session till balance. Now, do have a look at this report, ladies and gents, when you have cashed up, and you should see it just makes slightly more sense, and you'll see exactly what I mean by all the figures. But this one and the trading summary is a fantastic report to be looking at fairly frequently. Okay. So this time I'm going to minimize end of day, and this time I'm going to go to services. And I'm going to look at service breakdown by category. Again, I'm going to look at a date range of this month. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you will see all of my color categories, and we can see that on our report here. So we've got color, ladies, nails, and treatments, and underneath each category, we have our specific service that falls within that category. Okay, so we can see how many services were performed within that category, the money generated from that particular service, the average spend, again, from the amount of money generated divided by the amount of services we did. We can see the percentage quantity of all of our services and the percentage of money. So we can see the majority of our income was generated from full head of highlights. Now this, of course, ladies and gents, when you're viewing this report, you may wish to look at it and see, okay, we're doing more half head of highlights than we're doing full head of highlights. Maybe we need to look at a way to just move those half heads to those full head of highlights. And again, we can see moving down, we've got our ladies category and we've got our blow dry and our cut and finish, those two particular services that fall within our ladies category. Okay, so we can see the blow dry, there was 2 services and that generated £32.50. So we can see our average there was £16.25, taking our £32.50 and dividing it by our 2. And moving down, we can see we have the total for all service categories. So there was 7 services in total from each of our 4 categories, sorry. The total amount of money generated from all of these services and the average client spend there. So £27.14 for each of our services. Perfect. Okay. Now, for those of you that have jumped onto my stock webinars, you may have heard me talking about scanning out our products to something that we call #business. Now, if you've heard me just say this and you think I have no idea exactly what that is, please do let me know at the end of the session. And I will, of course, forward you on one of our previous webinars where we talk about this. But basically what we do is when we are working with professional stock or stock which we want to use professionally, now that could be if we wish to take a hairspray off the shelf and use it on a client, we need a way to instantly update our Shortcuts current stock levels. Now, once this product has been used, it has been taken off the shelf, it can, of course, no longer be sold to the general public. So we need a way to update our current level correctly. Now, we could, of course, just update it ourselves, but we have a fantastic way of doing it, and that is scanning it out to #business. Now, like I said, if you're not sure exactly what I mean by that, please do let me know, and I will explain to you in more detail. Okay, so for those of you that are scanning out professional products and retail products to be used professionally against the #business, you should be looking at a report called the Professional Stock Usage Report. Now for that, again, I'm just going to expand my stock category and I'm going to navigate myself down to professional stock usage. So as we can see here from our report description, it says a breakdown of professional products sold to #business for a given date range. So today I was scanning out some products to use professionally, in particular a couple of Kerastars products, and more importantly, I've been using a lot of Paul Mitchell products professionally today. So if I have a look for today, you will see for this particular time period of 1 day, I scanned out 1 nutritive product, And you can see the product cost there was £4.99. Now, the reason it shows us the product cost is, of course, if we're taking retail products off the shelf and using them professionally on our clients, that can no longer be sold to a client. So it's showing us how much that product cost. So essentially how much money we have lost, so to speak. Okay, and you can see just here in this orange category, the amount of Paul Mitchell products. And we can see the category underneath for Paul Mitchell, I was using our Bowie products. And these are all of the products I scanned out to use professionally. And again, on the right-hand side, we can see how much money would have been generated if I had, the cost of those products if I was to sell them. Okay, so that's essentially how much money I've lost by using them professionally, because they can now no longer be sold. Okay, and that is our professional stock usage report. Now, for those of you that are using our fantastic stock feature to its most important form, you can keep track of all of your products you have to hand. Now, the reason we do this is for tax purposes, and of course, it's a good idea to see exactly how much money you have on hand. So your accountant might say to you, okay, how much money do you have in your stock right now? How much value to hand do you have? So if we click onto the stock control report, click the view button, and again, this time you will see I only have today's date available to us. We can, of course, go back another day, but the reason we always look at just a one solid day is because we just want to see it almost live. So we want to know how much money we have on our shelves to hand right this moment. So we can see it will show all of our retail and professional products. It will show a total at the top, so how many products I have in stock in total. So I have 30 products in stock, and I can see the value on hand is £374.95. And we can see underneath, we can split it down between our categories. So we've got L'Oreal, and we can see our particular product here is the Nutritive, our 500ml shampoo. We can see the sell price is £13.33. And we can see here how many we have in stock. So at the moment, I have 0 in stock. This is my warning for it to flag up to let me know I need to place an order. And this is the maximum amount of this product I aim to have on hand after an order. Now, these categories will be familiar with us if you have jumped on my stock webinars previously before. Okay, so we can see the average cost there as well is £4.99. And moving down, we can see my Paul Mitchell products. Again, I've got a 30 in stock. And we can see that there, the total value to hand is £379.94. And we can see it splits it down into each individual specific product for us. We also have the primary barcode available to us, the quantity in stock at this particular moment, and again, of course, the warning and the maximum. It will, of course, show you any of these particular products that have been on order, which is just here. Just in case you are out of stock currently, but you have placed an order for this particular product to come back in. As we scroll down, we can see all of our products. Okay, so just the last couple of reports I'm just going to show you, ladies and gents, is if we navigate away from this, is our discount reason breakdown or our discount reason by employees, whichever one we wish to look at. So if we expand our transactions category, scroll down, we can see the discount reason breakdown. Now, this is a good idea just to keep a track or an eye on how much discounts we are given and the reasons we are giving these discounts. So again, it is important at the point of sale screen, we do ensure our staff members are choosing the correct discount reason when offering discount for these particular reports. Okay. So on the left-hand side, we can see there was only one amount of discount given, and we can see it was a complimentary discount. Underneath, we can see the client, and on the right-hand side, we can see the amount of discount that was given was £33, and the amount that was received after the discount was given was £33. So this was 50% off, as we can see here. Okay. Underneath, we can break it down between what the discount was given against. So was it given against products, services, sundry, or series? Again, our sundry is like our gift cards and our gift certificates, and our series is a series of services purchased at once. So that could be something like 4 blow dries. Okay, so we can see there again our discount reason, complimentary, how much money was given and how much money was received. So this was a 50% discount given. Okay, so now we can see who gave that discount. So it's always a good idea to track which of our employees are given away discount and see if they should be or shouldn't be, depending on your terms and conditions and your rules for the salon. So again, if we click onto discount reason by employee this time, we click the view button, same as before. And again, I'm going to choose a date range of yesterday and today. And I'm going to click the view button. Okay, so we can see the same amount of information given us to up here, the total amount of discount given, and the total amount here that was given in monetary terms. So down here, we can see a little bar graph which says the amount of discount was given was £33. We can see that here. And again, we can cross-reference on the top right-hand side. And we can see the discount reason, again, is complimentary. And we can see on the left-hand side that this was given by Sarah. So we can see it was complimentary for £33. And we can see which employee this was given to. Now, as we've just seen with our previous report, we know it was given to our client, Chris SC. And we can see exactly here which service the discount was applied against. So we can see there was a 50% discount given against a blow dry and a cut and finish by Sarah. And it will break down each individual amount for the service. Perfect. Okay, so the last report we're going to go through, ladies and gents, is just our daily transactions. Again, a fantastic report to be looking at to see which clients we had in a day, the type of transactions we did in a day, and how much money was generated in a day, and of course, whether they paid by cash or card. So again, we can see just one day at a time here. So I'm going to have a look for today. And we can see today's date is the 21st of May. The total number of transactions in a chronological order, each individual client, the payment type, so credit, debit, or cash, the time they were checked out, if there's any discrepancies, which terminal it was checked out against, who was logged on. You will have whoever was logged on at this point, and the amount of money that they paid. And we can see a total amount just down here. And underneath we have a breakdown, so we can see how much money was paid for in cash, how much money was paid for in check, and how much money was paid for in credit and FPOS if you're using that, and any other payment types, checks, that kind of thing. Underneath we can see any club points that were accrued or redeemed against, any gift certificates, any gift cards or any loyalty points, any series redemptions, and lastly, any membership redemptions. Okay, we do have just a couple more minutes, ladies and gents. I'm just going to show you one other report, which is fantastic to be looking at. Thank you for bearing with me as we've gone through. We've managed to squeeze some of my favorites in today, so I'm really pleased about that. The last one I'm just going to have a look at will be expenses. Now, for those of you that are using the petty cash feature, I hope you are using it through Shortcuts because it will make your life so much easier. If you are using that, you will have seen each time you re-enter the amount taken for an expense, you will have to give a reason. Those reasons pull through to a report. That report we will look at now. So these are all of the types of reasons people may be taking money out of your till for expenses. Okay, so I don't think I've actually taken anything for today. No, I haven't. So let's just see if we can find something else. Just have a quick look at. See if there's anything for this month. No. Okay, so unfortunately there's nothing pulling through on this report because nobody has taken any money out of the till, but as you can see it will show you your expense category, so whether that would be milk, tea, coffee, sugar, window cleaning, anything like general groceries, flowers, something like that. These will be configured in the background for you, and right at the bottom it will show you your total expenses for each category, so you can see how much money was spent and it will split it down into each category for you. So you can see you spend £2 on general groceries, £3 on window cleaning, £10 on hair accessories. Just a great way again to keep track of your finances in and out of the till. Okay, ladies and gents, so that is pretty much all of our reports for today. Now, we will, of course, be repeating this session. Well, I will go through some other ones as well. So if you think I haven't gone through some of the ones you may see fit for your business, and like I said, I hope you have found that informative. We've gone through quite a lot this afternoon, so I'm pleased about that. It was lovely speaking with you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put those towards me now. If not, you will, of course, be sent the recording of today's session where you can go back and see if you can configure the commission structure yourself, and, of course, go through all of the reports and hopefully make your business life just that little bit easier. Okay, perfect. So like I said, that is the end of the session. We will have some more sessions coming up. I believe there is one on Friday morning. If you would like to know the exact time, please do let me know. We have some fantastic sessions coming up, which I'd love to sort of welcome you on and show you what our fantastic software can do and how it can help your business, and of course how it can help your clients as well, and of course your staff members. Moving forward, we will also be looking at things like the app, if that is relevant to your package you're on with us. We will also be doing a webinar for a new member of staff. So if you've got a new member of staff that you just want them to get to grips with our software, I do have a webinar available next week where we can show you all of the ins and outs and the day-to-day workings of our software. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, we've done an hour today. I'm really pleased with how many reports we've gone through. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know now. If not, you will get my email address. Feel free to fire across over the next couple of days. If I don't hear from you, thank you ever so much to all of you for joining me this afternoon. Hope you found it informative, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Okay, so it looks like that's pretty much it for all of the questions. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining me this afternoon. Like I said, hope you found it informative. Again, my name was Chris, and I'm the educator for the South East. Hope you found it informative. I will leave you to the rest of your day. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.